When an idea comes to you, you should act on it. Now, this piece of advice is specifically for people who may be chronically suppressing themselves in other areas of their lives. So maybe when you're around people, you don't really say what you want to say, maybe you don't dress how you actually want to dress, you're kind of holding yourself back. Because at the end of the day, we don't want to just act on any idea that comes to us at any time. But if you chronically suppress yourself and hold yourself back, I really want to encourage you to not let your creativity be one of those areas where you do that. Your creativity should be the space where you are free to be yourself. That when something comes to you and it's interesting to you, you have that freedom to express yourself and express that idea. And I think when we allow ourselves to act on the ideas that come to us, it eventually trains the muscle of getting ourselves to express and getting ourselves to say what's really on our heart. And when we have that within our creativity, that is going to flow over to the other areas of our lives as well. So in this video, I wanted to talk about the importance of acting on and expressing those ideas that come to you. So grab your favorite drink. I've got an apple cinnamon iced tea. So you grab yours, get cozy, draw along if you want to. Let's dive right in. So this illustration was actually an example of me acting on an idea that kind of came to me that I wasn't so sure that I would be able to execute, but I've been training my act on your ideas that come muscle. So I really was like, okay, I'm just gonna go for it. It was inspired by a song that's really popular right now, Bruno Mars and Rose. Do we say, is it Rose? It's been stuck in my head, like living rent free. And I was just like, I need to make an illustration inspired by this song because it was so fun. It's such a vibe. I think it's just such an uplifting song, and that's why a lot of people are really resonating with it. So the idea came to create an illustration that was sort of like retro vibes, 90s, you know the feeling. And I wasn't sure if I'd be able to pull it off, because it used bright colors. Like when I watched the music video, I saw it was like this hot pink, and it was actually really simple, but I was like, okay, I want to have more bright colors in mine. And there were a lot of bright colors in the mood board that I created for this. I can just share the mood board for it with you guys. I wanted those reds and like afro and, roller skates. So I haven't really done something like that before, so I wasn't sure if I could pull it off, but I'm glad I did because, as always, I learned so much by acting on this idea. It really helped solidify that relationship that I have with myself and that trust that I have with myself, which leads us to the first point that I want to make about why it's so important to act on your ideas. When an idea comes to you and you act on it, you are essentially telling yourself and your creativity, because I believe we have a relationship to our creativity, that this is something that is important to you. So to use an example, imagine that you have a friend or a partner and you tell them that, oh my gosh, my favorite thing to do with you literally is to just chill out in nature. Like whether we're walking or having a picnic somewhere or anything, I just love spending time with you in nature. And you just kind of say it maybe in passing or, and then the next thing you know, they have a surprise for you and you guys are going on a nature walk. And maybe they make it a point to go on nature walks with you every week or every month at least, So you can see that they acted on something that you said you really liked to do with them and was important to you. And that signals to you that, wow, I'm important enough to this person that when I say something, they actually act on it. So it's the same thing in the relationship you have to yourself and to your creativity. When an idea comes to you that is interesting to you, and the key word there is interesting, not good idea, bad idea, not categorizing it like that, but is it interesting? Something comes up and you're like, oh, I think this is really interesting. And you take action on it, that signals to your body and to your creativity that anything that is intriguing to it or anything that matters to you, you are going to take seriously and you're going to act on it. And I think that is so important for building trust in any kind of relationship, and especially in the relationship that you have to yourself. I think this is really good as well when you feel like you don't generally have a lot of ideas. The key is to keep acting on the ideas that you do have. And essentially in that regard, it's like a muscle. So the more you work it, the more it gets stronger. Because I think, yes, there's that element of, an idea coming from the ethers somewhere, but creativity is also a muscle. And if you work it, it gets stronger. So the more you act on your ideas, the more you will find that ideas will come to you, because you will be in the practice of when something comes to you, you act on it. So another example from my own life, a personal project that I'm working on is writing a novel. And so the idea that came to me, is it the most novel idea in the world? Absolutely not. Is it the best idea in the world? Probably not. But it was interesting to me. I thought the characters were interesting and their story was interesting to me. And I took action on it. By working on this idea, it's bringing me so much joy, but it's also challenging me and encouraging me to sort of grow and expand my skills to be able to write this novel. And that kind of leads me into my second point. I believe that our ideas are also our expanders. They're almost like invitations for us to grow into more of who we are and to expand ourselves. I find that something that holds us back from acting on our ideas is this fear that we have that the image we have in our mind for this thing, we will not be able to execute it to that level, or we don't have everything that we need to bring that idea to life in the way that we have envisioned it in our minds. And I wanted to share an idea with you that, I wanted to share something with you that has really been helping me not put so much pressure on myself when it comes to the actual taking action on an idea. And that's to understand that ideas and the final thing, the final result, belong in two different worlds. So ideas are in the realm of imagination and infinite possibilities. They can literally be anything. They can change form, they can shift and grow, and they can be absolutely perfect and flawless. And I believe that we derive a lot of joy and fun from playing in our imagination. That's why it's so fun to just kind of like zone out and go in your head, because in your mind, you can do anything and you can be anything. And an idea can be and do anything. And that's fun. It's fun to play with our ideas in our heads. But when it comes to bringing something into reality and actually creating it, we now become bound by time and space and resources and skill set. And it can feel discouraging when you have it in your mind that the physical thing needs to be as dynamic and amazing as the idea, when it doesn't. They're different things. So it's also helpful to know that there is a magic to taking something that only existed as an image in your mind or a feeling in your body, and then transforming that into something physical and tangible by using the limited resources that you have. Like, creativity actually thrives off of constraints a lot of the times. it forces you to think about things in a new way. If you only have a limited lens to look through them, then you have to get creative about how you bring something to life. And I find that there's a magic and a joy and lots of fun in that process as well. And so when I began to understand that ideas belong to their own world and the final result also belong to its own world, and not to compare the two, that really allowed me to just let whatever I create be what it is and enjoy it for what it is without the pressure of having it measure up to a standard that I had in my head, because essentially it's not fair. If you're gonna compare something that has all these constraints to something that has no constraints, you're just setting yourself up for a lot of suffering. So once I let go of that and I just allowed my ideas to be whatever they are and just play with them for as long as I want to, but then when it came to now actually acting on them, also letting that process be what it is and using what I have and getting resourceful and playing with that, I found creating and acting on my ideas became so much easier and so much more fun. I also think acting on your ideas expands you in the sense that you are giving yourself the opportunity to see or to show yourself what you're actually capable of. Because like I said, a lot of the times we might be like, oh, I'm not able to make this thing in my head into, or translate that vision into like a physical thing. But when you begin taking action on something, you are going to see yourself and your skill set in a more balanced way. Because a lot of the times when we're just like up in our head, we can also generalize. We can say like, oh, this is absolutely impossible and I can't produce anything good. But when you start acting on an idea, you will see that, oh wait, this part of it is actually not so bad. And oh, I didn't know that, I was actually pretty good at doing this particular thing. So you get that opportunity to show yourself what you're actually capable of, but also show yourself the areas in which you need to grow. So you will come upon those challenging aspects of the creative process where you're like, ugh, okay, maybe I don't really have the thing that I need. And then you get clear on like, okay, this is what I need, or my skills aren't quite up to par. And that is an invitation for you to expand and grow and rise to the occasion. It's not a judgment on you that you're not good enough because you can't execute the idea as well as you would like to. It's an invitation for growth. It's an invitation for expansion. And I really believe us as people, that's what we're here to do. We're here to grow. We're here to expand. We're part of the universe. And apparently the universe is expanding. And I'm like, what? It's not big enough already? But it's expanding. It's constantly just growing and growing and growing because that's what living things do. This plant over here, I got it for my birthday and it was like this much, just this part over here. And now we got all these little guys over here. And as long as I'm taking care of it, watering it, she's just gonna keep growing. And it's the same with you. Like, you are designed to grow and expand and take up space. And if you continue to care for yourself, you nurture yourself, but you also nurture your ideas, you will continue to grow. As you work on those areas that you're like, oh, okay, I need to really fix this and improve that, you are continually going to get better and better and better. Your ideas are not going to only expand you, but they will expand other people as well. I believe that ideas are also solutions to problems that we have in this world. When there is an issue, somebody gets an idea on how to solve that problem. So every time I encounter a song that just completely moves me, becomes my favorite song, or I watch a Korean drama, because I am almost always only exclusively watching Korean dramas. I love them so much. I'm currently watching Love Next Door, and that show has a big theme around family and family dynamics and family challenges. And it's really hitting me in the feels because I recently went through a bit of a challenging experience with my own family. So I'm like crying and I'm a mess watching the characters go through whatever they're going through. But in a way, I think I'm also relating and processing my own experience. And that's just the power of art, right? It happens when I read a novel as well, a story that just moves me so much. And so this art that has moved me countless times over the years, all of it has started as an idea in someone's head that they eventually acted on and became a final product that I am now literally obsessed with. And most of the times it's usually something that I didn't even know that I needed. So the things that are coming to you, those things could be solutions to people's problems that they may not even know that they have. And again, if you are somebody who is chronically suppressing yourself in other areas and you're holding back on your ideas, you may be holding back on things that may genuinely help other people. A lot of the times, if we put stuff out there and we're not getting the immediate positive feedback, we may think that, oh, my work has absolutely no impact. But like I said, I have all these shows, things that I'm completely obsessed with, but I'm not gonna sit and write a letter to each and every single one of these people telling them how their art has impacted me, no matter how much I would love to be able to do that. Like, I would love to be able to do that, but I don't always have the capacity to do that. And even when I'm online, there's so many things I see that I love that I may not always openly express how much I love it or how much it's impacted me. So it does make the feedback that you get from other people even more valuable when you do get it. But just because you're not getting feedback on your stuff doesn't mean that it's not having an impact, because a lot of the times that impact is being felt. You may just not be aware of that. So in a way, by acting on your ideas, you are also helping and doing the work, the good work of expanding other people and helping us all to grow and make things better and make the world a better place. May sound a little bit cheesy, but that's how I see it. And again, we're not just here to grow just ourselves in isolation, but the things that come to us can also help connect us with other people so that we can all grow together. So that is essentially what I wanted to share with you guys today. I hope this has been helpful, and I hope you feel encouraged to just go out there and act on whatever ideas have been sort of stewing and simmering within your psyche, because we need them. We need your ideas. So please give yourself permission to act on them. Sending you all my love and light. I will see you in the next one. Bye for now.